Hey, welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Jamie, and this will be a reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If you're new to tarot, just know that not every Taurus reading is going to resonate for you. So if you feel like I'm wrong, or maybe this just isn't your reading, please just disregard it. Never take a reading that just isn't for you. I'm going to pull cards like King, Queen, Emperor, and Empress. Those cards describe a really specific personality, but have nothing to do with the sex or gender of the person being described. Sometimes people say that the energies are in the reverse, and if you feel like that's you, go ahead and take it that way. If you want to get to more readings, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I do also offer readings, so if you want to check that out, you can just look in the description of the video or the pin section of the comments. So let's see what's going on this week. Okay, so we have crying over you. At the bottom of the deck, we have jackpot. Some of you, I think, have an ex with a beat up car. You heard that thing go by, right? Like, what is going on there? And I feel like you're doing really well in life now, and they feel some type of way. We have judgment as the overall energy. The Empress, Sleeper, Taurus energy, the Knight of Pentacles, the Hermit, Virgo energy. The King of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Six of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, the Three of Wands. Interesting. See, what this is, though, is like somebody didn't even expect the outcome of what it is. Like, I don't know who I'm talking to, but somebody really thought they were going to, like, play with you. You know, like, I mean, really, like, I feel like this person, they made a bad decision. You know, they decided that while the two of you were progressing and working towards things, that they would just sort of dip out, ghost you, and move forward with someone else that they could have been talking to here. Definitely, there's a whole other situation going on here. Now, what's interesting is I think they thought they hit the jackpot when they met this person. And, you know, the Queen of Swords, you know, is no bum. You know, this could be somebody who, you know, is wildly intelligent, could work in, like, law or, you know, just things of the mental nature, accounting, a physicist, something crazy, you know? But at the end of the day, it doesn't really mean much, because I think, I mean, look at these two energies together. It's almost like this person doesn't really even pay them any mind or attention. But this was someone else's decision. The reason they made this decision, though, is because they felt like they'd be able to sort of check this person out because of a status, right? And that you would just be sitting around waiting on them. Now, what's interesting is I think that you're intelligent in a sense where you actually do better in life than this Queen of Swords, no matter their position. But you were smart enough to not really let someone know who you really are or what you really make, because this could have been a mistake that you made in the past where people are like, oh, this person has status and money. That's a partner, without it being an emotional attachment or something like that. You could have started seeing this person, like you could have already felt like they were a bit shallow. And you may not have understood why they just took off or something, but it really came down to like someone else's status at the time and them believing that was a much better option than you, just based off of surface level shit, you know? And so you dodged a bullet. And they thought that you would be waiting around because I feel like they are upset and they realize, and I think that there's something, where they still like maybe watch you, or there's something going on with you, though, where it has become apparent to them that actually you were the much better option. And it's not even always maybe about money or status. It's like you could go deal with somebody because you feel like their status is going, either get you into the hands of the right people, or this person's just stable and solid and you can depend on it. But they have no emotional depth. You can't rely on, like, they're very independent. They're about themselves. You can't rely on them to do things for you or to be there for you in times of need. It's a very kind of cold energy. They're a practical person. They also would date someone for practical reasons. They're attractive and they make a little bit of money, so they'll look good as my partner. So there's no depth, and this person knows now that they've really messed up. Like, they had somebody who, really was well put together, and they made the wrong choice. And they feel like they made the wrong choice moving forward with this other person. There's something really like nurturing and kind about your energy that, the Queen of Swords isn't like a cold-hearted bitch, but like, she's not going to show up in the way the Empress is. The Ten of Swords, the Seven of Cups, the Hierophant, Taurus energy. Temperance, the Moon, and the Ten of Pentacles. So some Sagittarius and Pisces energy here. Bottom of the deck, the Page of Cups. It's crazy though, because this person really did hurt you with this. Like, you did have feelings and you felt like they were, like maybe they were wearing a mask and like, they had totally hidden intentions. And obviously you're not wrong. That's what's really showing up here in the cards, right? Some of you have like a good like intuitive sense. You really like trust your inner knowing about things. You've learned to see people for who they are instead of committing to something that's just going to continually hurt you. You will just, let it go. And I think you found a lot of solace in sort of like being alone after this. And this also could have made you more aware of what you really want in a relationship. But there's almost something about like, it's like if this relationship didn't end, you might have not gotten to the stage where you were just like super focused on yourself to get to this Empress energy, to become more secure. But I think there's also these huge blessings in your life. This would be like the person that didn't stick around when you were in school. They were leaving you for somebody who, had this great job or whatever. And now they got to see you, with a PhD and really receiving your flowers for it or something. But you can expect someone to reach out, and I don't know if you even care to hear from them. They feel like, it's like I said, they believe that you have just been waiting around to hear from them, and maybe for a small period of time you were. Maybe you were confused, I don't think they're expecting to come around to somebody who has fully accepted that this person just ain't for them, and that's okay. And they're going to be really upset because I think they can't they can't like fool you in some type of way. I think that they're coming with like a story or something, but like, I'm clarifying to somebody here that definitely there was just another person involved that they felt was a better option for very shallow reasons. And they really fucked around and found out here. Like, whoever the Queen of Swords is, she has, very strict boundaries. She's not letting nobody play with her. She's not the one. So they might have got themselves in a situation where they are like a sneaky or like deceptive person, and the Queen of Swords would know right away. You're not doing shit to the Queen of Swords. But there could have been a breakup there. We're looking at the 10 of Swords, the 7 of Cups. Like, this person did all of this fuckery just to turn around and have the Queen of Swords leave their ass, And now they feel like they're going to come in with the Hierophant and the Temperance and fix things with you. And they also feel like they're going to keep this other relationship a secret. So, no. But I'll take the advice from the cards. We'll see. I feel like for you guys, it's a no, though. You're like, I already know who you're talking about, and absolutely not. The Two of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, the World at the bottom. Absolutely not. I feel like this other person either is still in their life or they're still trying to be connected to them, and it's just, no. It's saying definitely to keep your distance and just let that person go, because I don't like it, but it is what it is. I'm going to see if there's something better coming for you, because I'll be honest, we don't care about this King of Wands gold digging ass. We don't care. Let's clear that bum-ass energy out of the deck. Is there anything new coming in for Taurus? The Nine of Pentacles. The Six of Swords. The Chariot, Cancer energy, the King of Pentacles, the World, the Three of Wands, the Page of Cups. So we have some Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius energy here. At the bottom of the deck, the Five of Pentacles. And Strength. Death is after that. I'm going to take it. So some Leo, some Scorpio. You'll see why I took it like that. I feel like most of you are totally fine with being single. And here's the thing with that is, like, when you're very, like, literally happy in your own energy, that's when someone comes. Like, I feel like here you're just more, like, career focused. You just kind of, like, want, to change your life in positive ways, and you're very self-focused, and that's where this King of Pentacles comes in. But I feel like, this is something that's needed, because although you are good by yourself, I still feel like it's a little bit lonely at times. Like, I think that you're even at a stage where you'd be willing to admit that. Like, I'm good by myself, but I would like a companion, I don't feel like I need someone, but I would like the right someone around. And because I really feel like the hard part here is, like, you're lonely and someone else didn't end up that way. Like, even if they're miserable, they didn't end up lonely. And I think that it's been a while, and you're at this stage where it's like you can finally really get closure and, like, maybe allow something new to happen. I feel like this is all part of it. It's like, this person coming around thinking that they're going to get back into something, but actually giving you the closure that you need. Some of you know that there's another person involved, and you know that they're not even, like, broke up, that they might fight, and they may have, like, on and off periods, but, like, it's not, like, really an ending, and they would still try to involve you, and that tells you everything you need to know, But I do feel like, as far as something new coming in, the King of Pentacles is a really great energy to combine yourself with. I feel like you'll have your reservations, but the King of Pentacles is very patient and down to earth. So I feel like they'll be really willing to work with you, you know, like kind of dealing with how slow you're trying to take things, because I feel like they kind of look for that pace too. But there is somebody coming in who is truly emotionally available to you, and you'll finally get past this, all of this, you know. It's almost like because there's closure coming in, the cycle actually closes, and now something can actually happen here. And this could be that jackpot here too. Like, this person will really be crying when they realize, like, they had you all sorts of wrong, and somebody else is willing to, you know, treat you how they should have. And it is what it is. Yeah, 5 swords at the bottom. Somebody just totally screwed themselves. All right, I'll see you later.